I was just watching a video on YouTube. These two little, well, I call them little boys. They might have been older, but I call them little boys because how they were acting on the video, and they was talking about Bishop Jake's son, and it's just amazing to me how people could always find so much fault and talk about what everybody else do, or talk about how everybody else is screwing up, messing up. But I was sitting here and I was just thinking, because I was watching a few videos. I was watching this one called In the End, and they were talking about many of the local, well, I shouldn't say local, but many of the national TV evangelists, Paula White, Juanita Bynum, and Bishop Carlton Pearson and T.D. Jakes. And we all have our opinions about things and about people. But here's my question, and I tried to respond to or comment on two of the other videos that I watched. I says, what would happen if we found out what you did? Do you think people would trust you? You know, they one of the videos was saying that we shouldn't trust them anymore because of things that happened in the past, or the divorces and things like that. But what if we knew about your whole story? What if we knew about everything that you did? What if someone just allowed us to see everything where you came up short, where you were in some wrongdoing, where you were in the wrong bed, where you were with the wrong man or the wrong woman, or when you or where you were doing something that you're accusing these other people about? How would you feel if the world started scrutinizing and judging and criticizing you? What would you do? How would you feel? It is so easy for us to throw stones at someone. I'm reminded of the story in the Bible, I believe it's in John, where the Pharisees, the church folk, the writers of the law, the leaders of the church, the word says specifically that they found those women in the very act of adultery. Now here's something I'd like to say. The only way that you can find someone in the act of doing something, if you were there watching or if you were there participating. Now, how is it that all of these people who brought this one woman to Jesus knew that she was caught in the act of adultery, or knew she was performing the act of adultery, unless they were all peeping toms? We, a lot of times we want to think that some things that we, or expressions that we use today are just we created them today. But a lot of this stuff was going on a long time ago. Everything that's happening, the scripture says there's nothing new under the sun. So those people were following that woman. They was watching that woman. They were in the midst. Some of them, I'm going to give you a revelation that the Lord gave me a long time ago. It says, and Jesus heard them act like he didn't hear them and started writing on the ground. And the revelation that I got, I believe that was divinely given to me by God, was he started writing out the names of the people who were there that was ready to stone her. He started writing out the names of those women that were in the crowd that was angry and jealous because some of their husbands had slept with that woman. Some of their husbands had frequented the woman. So when he started writing out the names, the word says one by one they dropped their stones and left. And I'm so glad for the mercy, and I'm so glad for the grace of God, because if it wasn't for his grace and mercy, I tell you, I'd be in a real mess, because I've done some stuff, and some of you all know me personally. I've done some stuff in my life, but I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for God's grace and his mercy. And I'm grateful and thankful that even when I was in a mess, he didn't let my mess keep me from getting to where I need to be today. So in my closing, I'm saying to all of you that are judging people and criticizing people and pointing your fingers at people, even some of you leaders, there's some pastor friends of mine that I don't even want to deal with anymore, because every time I talk to them, every time I deal with them, they're always talking about, child, you hear about so-and-so, you hear about so-and-so. Everybody is so concerned about what other people are doing. What about what you're doing? You're being a busybody, being nosy, being a gossiper is just as bad as the sins that these other people are committing. My thing to you, my words to you today is, how will you be judged when your day comes? Bye-bye.